So Teofimo Lopez, after coming off his career best win against Josh Taylor, he's now announced, he's come out in the media and he's announced that he wants to retire. Now me, I take this with a pinch of salt. What I think is going on is, obviously Teofimo Lopez has got a lot of things going on in his personal life. Obviously with a lot of things with his wife divorcing him, and a lot of stuff has been going on with him. Especially his troubled relationship with his father, and with everything going on, he probably said that he wanted to retire because he wants to deal with this, deal with what's going on with his like just his personal life in general. But what I actually think is going on is, yes, that's a factor in it, but I think the main reason why he's retiring is because, like, I've noticed there was an interview he did straight after the fight, after the Josh Taylor fight, where he mentioned that despite everything he's went through with the Josh Taylor fight and everything he accomplished, he only made £1 million for the Josh Taylor fight, and he's like, I'm worth way more than that. So what I think is going on is he's using a Mayweather tactic. He may be using a Tyson Fury tactic, but he's feigning retirement as a negotiation tactic, so that whoever it is, whether it's top rank, obviously his contract with Top Rank has ended, I believe, or DAZN, or one of these entities, they're gonna have to come up with a very pricey sum to get him out of retirement. Now they're probably gonna have to offer him something, and to some extent, I can't really fault him for it, because I'll be honest with you, like, he is probably one of the most accomplished young fighters in the sport now. He's beat Lomachenko when Lomachenko was going through his tear, and now he's gone up and he's beaten Josh Taylor. And I know Josh Taylor was coming off a fight against Jack Catterall where he didn't look his best, but still he went up in weight and he fought a bigger Josh Taylor and he managed to school him. And from that perspective, I think it's fair to say that I think he should try getting his money. Whatever tactic he needs to use for that, to get that paper, I think he should do it. But at the same time, it seems like I mean, let's be real. I feel like that Teofimo Lopez, like the father and son, are quite delusional at times, and I feel like after they've beaten Josh Taylor, their delusions of grandeur might increase substantially, and they might be thinking that they might be worth a lot more than what they're worth. Because I remember when Teofimo Lopez's dad got in the face of Devin Haney's dad, and he said he wants 20 million for 20 million as a guaranteed purse if Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez fight. Now that's absolutely delusional. Don't get it twisted. Teofimo Lopez is definitely earned that type of money in terms of accolades because of everything he's accomplished. Like, he is a very accomplished fighter. That can't be stated enough. But the fact is, right, from a commercial point of view, I don't know if Teofimo Lopez has got that much of a pull, that much of a marketing pull to actually be in a position to demand them types of numbers. Like a Ryan Garcia, I can kind of see it. Even though Ryan Garcia is not as good as Teofimo Lopez and not as accomplished as much as him, he's got more of a buzz and is way more famous online than Teofimo Lopez is. So if, let's just say hypothetically, Ryan Garcia had the talent that Teofimo Lopez had, with his marketability and the fact that he does drive numbers, I feel like he can demand something like that. I mean, let's be real, that Gervonta Davis fight with Ryan Garcia, the reason why that went over £1 million pay-per-view buys was because of Ryan Garcia. Like, Gervonta Davis has never done them numbers on his own. The only time he's ever done them numbers is when he fought Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia, ironically, even though he's not as good as Teofimo Lopez right now, is probably, if he did accomplish something like that and won a world title or two, if he accomplished what Teofimo Lopez accomplished and he had the marketability of a Ryan Garcia, then he could demand 20 million a fight. But right now, at this point in time, I don't know who's going to pay him that amount. So this is what I think he's doing. I think he's using retirement as a negotiation tactic. He's using it as a way of saying to promoters, listen, you're going to have to give me a lot of money for me to get out of retirement to fight because I'm retired. If he's a fighter that's still active, his market value in a weird way drops because he's still active. He needs that paper to live. But if he's going to walk away from the sport, then you're going to have to give him some substantial money for him to want to come back. So from that perspective, I can kind of see what Teofimo Lopez is doing, and to some extent I don't fault him for it, because if he only got paid $1 million for that fight against Josh Taylor, then to some extent that's a robbery. Like, when he says $1 million, I don't know if that's before like his guaranteed purse, and whatever above that in terms of the numbers he pulls, he gets more for that. But if he's only getting paid $1 million and he's already accomplished what he's accomplished, like beating Lomachenko, I know he lost to Kambosos, but that fight was still a good fight. And then he fights Josh Taylor and he beats him, and he only made $1 million for that. I mean, that's a bit crazy. I think he should make at least $2 million. But then again, he might be just talking about his base purse, like what he's guaranteed. He's not taking into account what he gets over that. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I think he's using retirement as a negotiation tactic. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he really does want to retire because he's got a lot going on in his personal life. But I don't know. I just think it's a bit implausible because of the fact that he's coming off a career best win. And he's not made that type of money yet, where he could just sail off to the sunset. And he can make that type of money if he fights Gervonta Davis, if he fights Devin Haney, if he fights Brian Garcia, if he fights Rolly Romero. These are fights that can get him multi-millions. I'm not saying he's going to make 20 million a fight, like he wants for the Devin Haney fight. But then again, him trying to not outprice himself, but demand so much money for the Devin Haney fight might be again a negotiation tactic. He might be doing that because generally in negotiations you try to aim high, so that much higher than what they're willing to pay, and then they're obviously going to aim lower, and then you meet somewhere in the middle. But if you didn't aim high initially, then they would not have offered you as much money as if you aimed low. So if they said, for example, we want 5 million for the fight, they might offer them 2 million. But if they say they want 20 million for the fight, they might offer them 10 million. Obviously that's just the simplistic way of looking at it, but I'm just trying to make my point. So yeah, you tell me what you believe. Do you think it's a genuine retirement, or do you think this is a negotiation tactic? I personally think it's a negotiation tactic. I think it's just a way for him to basically negotiate and try to make his paper, and I don't blame him for it at all. So tell me what you think below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.